Hello, my name is Lene Møllerflø and I'm the International Coordinator at VIA Design. If you had questions to applying to the application process or to VIA Design during the application, you may have already been in contact with me. This short video will give you insight to studying at VIA, to how to find accommodation, fees and finances, etc. In June, you will receive a reply to your application and you may be invited to a Skype interview. We changed the procedures, so not all students are invited. So don't panic if you don't receive an invitation to this Skype interview. Good. Study start for the AP is the 1st of September, and for the Bachelor top-up is 15th of August. You can learn more about Campus Herning at Programs, Student Life, and scroll down to Our Campuses and choose Herning, where you can find information about the facilities, facts, activities, transportation, etc. Okay, so now what? First thing you need to do, if you haven't already done it, you need to sign up for accommodation. And in Herning and the Herning area, there are different opportunities, both public and private. If you're offered a study place at VIA Design, you will be invited to a webinar in June where we inform you about the different opportunities. Waiting lists for student accommodation in the area are managed through this website named lejehuset.dk, and signing up is free for student accommodation. In the top right corner of the website, you see this site's in Danish, but you can Google Translate the content in the top right corner of the page. I select language, and you can see there are so many different opportunities, but please make sure to choose English. Because it's a Google translation, you never know if it's correct or not what you read, and it's important that you have the best understanding of the content. So select English. As an example, they translate from Danish to English, they translate student housing to rental housing. That's the word used on the website, rental housing. You search accommodation, and after that you need to select the areas. This is predefined for me. Select areas. I select Birk. This is where the campus is. Gellerup and Hammerum are small cities or villages close to Birk. Herning Middle and Herning East. Okay. The size of the room you're interested in, the number of rooms, rent, and if you wish to bring pets. So best is to select no. And then start your search. And here you see the list of available places to stay for this area. And when you scroll down, Birk Campus is a campus close to VIA Design, and many students here currently live here or wish to live here. So there's a lot of pressure on the waiting list. So sign up here, and then you always need to sign up for more because you're not guaranteed to be offered a room here. So sign up for more different rooms here. When you've signed up, you need to write the housing organizations that you'd like to use the commuter system. That means getting a traveling advantage so that students or applicants who travel far to go to VIA Design, they get ahead in line. So write them and tell them that you apply through the commuter system, and then you need to know that you get only one offer with this system, so you need to accept it. If you say no, you'll get in line according to your seniority on the waiting list. Good. There is also the opportunity of applying to Egelunden. It's also located next to campus, and it's aimed at VIA Design students and Aarhus University students. But this one is managed through the housing organization named Frue Højgaard. So you need to contact them directly. Good. In general, when you move in, you pay the first month's rent, and then you pay 3 months rent in deposit. And if there are no damages to the facilities when you move out, you would normally get most of the deposit returned, maybe deducted some money for renovation or for painting the rooms. but usually it will be returned if there are no damages to the facilities. And please note that accommodation can vary in size and quality and price. And most of the accommodation through this waiting list is unfurnished. But the students, the international students, they buy furniture either from former students or secondhand, for example, or bring their own from back home. Good. Now I will tell about finances first, and fees and finances, because the studies are for free for EU and EAA citizens, right? It's correct that studying in Denmark is tuition free. But for studying in VIA Design, there are still many different costs related to the studies. Students buy their own books and some computer programs as well. You will know more about this if you get accepted. If you have applied for pattern design, it's important to know that the Gerber program does not work well with on a Mac. Fashion designers and pattern design students, they have a lot of costs related to their projects because they buy the textiles, they do prototypes, they create the collections, and they also do photo shoots, etc. And all students, they have mandatory study trips, they go on internships, they may even go abroad, so on exchange. So it's not free to study in Denmark. There are many costs related. And we advise the students to bring approximately 800 euro per month to cover accommodation, food, and books. So you can focus on the studies and don't need to find a job. Because it's a full-time study that you've applied for. And it takes a lot of getting used to studying in a different way, studying in a new culture. And it takes all your energy to begin with, at least. So it's important that you can support yourself and you're not forced to go and find a job, because that will take all your attention away from the studies. You find an overview of the study activity model for how the time should be spent online here. This is for the AP in Design, Technology and Business. Yes. On an international scale, Herning is a small village or small city, and currently their website is down. Visit herning.com. They're updating it. But here you can find more information about the area and the city, the surroundings as well. You can also learn much more about studying in Denmark, the Danes, living and working, and why Denmark at studyindenmark.dk. Please also remember to take out the necessary insurances before you come to Denmark. You need to have a health insurance to cover yourself for at least the first 2 to 3 months until you have the yellow Danish health insurance card, also known as your CPR card. And on Study in Denmark, you find an overview of the recommended insurances. So you're covered in case of, for example, accidents or liability. You select living and working, health and safety, and then, this is difficult. Oops. Living and working, health and safety. Sorry. Living and working, health and safety, insurance. And this should take you to a complete list of insurances. Yeah. Good. And what kind of teaching methods can you expect to meet here? VIA Design is part of VIA University College. It's a University of Applied Sciences. Theory and practice go hand in hand, and students, they work very much in groups and on projects. So the environment is also very informal, and students call lecturers by first name, and the focus is on developing new solutions. You are required to participate actively and to contribute to group work, and you're responsible for your own learning. So you also, for example, have an internship during the AP and also during the bachelor top-up if you continue there. So you test your skills and get experience with the industry, and you can read more here under student life. Good. Also, we encourage the students to learn Danish, and international students are offered free Danish lessons when they arrive in Denmark. It may seem overwhelming to also start Danish studies when studying in a new country, but also, yeah, because you have a heavy workload and there are so many things to get used to learn how to navigate in this new environment. but knowing some Danish is key for you to find a network and for you to find internships, companies that you can work with during your projects, for example. If you'd like to stay and work, of course, we'd recommend that you stay and work in Denmark afterwards. So, because nearly all Danes, they speak English, but it helps to know the basic Danish. Okay. I hope that this video has hopefully given you the information you need right now to search for accommodation and to wait for answers. If you have any specific questions relating to this pre-arrival period, you're welcome to book a Skype interview with me, a Skype conversation with me. You also find a link to the booking in this news. But please note that I'm not at all involved in the process of assessing your application, and I can only guide on the practical issues. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.